Mm-mm-mm. So, all right, y'all. So listen. So what's up with it today? So this is gonna be a good topic. Today I'm gonna be talking about spiritual destruction, right? And what I want you all to understand about this is because listen, a lot of spiritual people is really, really truly lost. I've been in astrology, the metaphysical community for a while, and what I see is a lot of people are lost in the information that they do receive, because they be on Google, Googling every single thing from a lot of other people's perspectives and opinions, and they be lost. And then not only that, they just be lost in their real regular life, right? You know what I'm saying? They. A lot of people claim to be super duper spiritual, but then you see that a lot of them end up having like aimless lives. You know what I'm talking about? Not knowing what they want to do, not knowing who they truly actually are. Some people in the spiritual community actually tie up their identity with the spiritual community. Like some people feel like, okay, I gotta be Hotep to be spiritual, or I gotta be, you know what I'm talking about? I gotta wear waist beads to be spiritual. Well, I got a lot of people end up losing their identity in these things, right? In these external things, whether it be physical or whether it be trying to please other people. Real talk, a lot of people really like listen. When it comes to spiritual destruction, I want y'all to understand everything I'm finna get ready to tell y'all. But let's just go ahead and get started. So now, the first slide I got right, and I only got two slides, right? Because I can just go in depth on both of them. The thing about it is, y'all, loss of meaning. If y'all see what it say, existential crisis. You understand that? So now, the human psyche craves purpose. When one spiritual core, often the source of meaning, is attacked or lost, a person may feel empty, aimless, or disconnected from life itself. And what does that mean? A lot of people feel like they have to be a part of something in order to feel like that they hold a special, right? Real talk. Thing about it is, but now once that certain thing goes away, you know what I'm talking about, or they don't get the same benefit that they was getting from it, or however it want to go. Now they feel like, oh damn, I don't really know who I am, or I don't feel comfortable, or I don't feel like this. Like a lot of y'all be really, really, really so spiritual. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all be in relationships real spiritual, but as soon as that person leave you, y'all break up. Now you aimless. A lot of your spirituality went out the window. Some of y'all get on some revenge stuff, casting spells, all type of crazy foolishness, right? Because the thing about it is, a lot of y'all are attaching y'all true identity and y'all purpose to other people, other outcomes. And when those things don't align anymore with how you view them or how you perceive them, a lot of y'all end up feeling messed up. A lot of y'all, you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna give you a prime example. Y'all know how the spiritual journey is something that's it's not just a very easy thing, right? Because you have to deal with a lot of scrutiny from other people, right? Left and right. I don't like your path. I don't think that you're doing the right thing. A lot of times, if you have a really, really weak mind or a really, really weak psyche, that shit can really influence you to really knock you off of your spirit. Excuse me, knock you off of your spiritual path. Real talk. If you have a weak mind or you have a really weak psyche, you got to remember a lot of times you can let, you know, some external influences, what people say, how they even look, you know, about certain situations, or you might not even want to go certain places because you feel like them. I don't want nobody to say this about me or the way I'm dressed or my viewpoints. And listen, and I understand, you know, you might not want to deal with all this shit all the time, but at the same time, when you gonna toughen up and just be your damn self? You only got this one life to actually be your damn self. Y'all be entertained, having fun with everything else. But when it comes to really standing on some shit and really sticking to your purpose without letting other people deter you from it, a lot of y'all just fall like I'm talking about. Y'all fall like stacked cards. When the goddamn table shook a little bit. Real talk. Y'all done built all this false weak foundation and somebody just push the table a little bit, all that shit fall. Real talk. So let me read it again. A human psyche craves purpose, right? So when one spiritual core, often the source of meaning, is attacked or lost, a person may feel empty, aimless, or disconnected from life itself. A lot of people be feeling like that about religion. Once you start to really get into like the actual nitty gritty of what religion really is and actually about, you be like, damn, okay, God sounded like he was crazy. A lot of stuff in the Bible sounded like it was like, what the heck? Is this really a loving God? And then you start to do more research, and start to really kind of understand how history may have actually went. There are a lot of people who wrote these books, not just the Bible, but a lot of the Abrahamic religious stuff, or just really anything in general that you were so tied to. Now you feel distraught. Like, no, that's my belief. That's what I feel like is right. That's my true core. So a lot of times people don't want to separate um, 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 certain things because it's tailored towards their actual perception. A lot of people don't want to give up Christianity because they really feel like God coming to save them, Jesus coming to save them. So for them to find out that it's not really happening, they're going to feel like everything I just said, attacked. What are you saying? My God is real. They're going to feel lost. Okay, what am I supposed to do now? Empty. They're going to feel like God ain't within. And they're going to really disconnect it. So a lot of times you got to remember, the thing about it is you need, now, the thing about when it comes to finding your purpose, some people are meant here to be religious, spiritual, regular people. I mean, it's everybody has a role and has a purpose, right? But for you as a really, really spiritual purpose, your purpose is about uplifting everything and making sure you good and everybody around you who own the same type of time and you is feel like they appreciate it and value. That's what all y'all supposed to be doing. That's what's going to really raise the vibration. A lot of people don't really be doing that. So that's what I mean by spiritual destruction. Listen, a lot of stuff that y'all think that y'all are doing and that you think you're really about, you don't really be about it a lot of times when shit really hit the fan. But you need to be about it when shit really hit the fan. The thing about it is you need to be ready to suffer behind those spiritual beliefs and all type of shit. That's what really makes you you, is what you truly believe in and what you really resonated with and connected to a higher purpose, right? At least that's what you feel like, you know what I'm talking about, from the knowledge that you do have about whatever situation that you feel so strongly of. Like, so you can't say some of these religious people that they religion bullshit. They ain't gonna want to hear that. They're gonna be like, boy, please. They're gonna be like, girl, please. Real talk. But the thing about it is, they still have a spiritual foundation. So the same way that them religious people be all ironclad with their stuff, you as a spiritual person need to be ironclad in your beliefs. But just make sure that your beliefs are something that's practical, something that can be applied, and something that has beneficial results coming from it. Don't just be out here saying shit just to be saying shit. That a lot of people do that shit. They just say stuff to just say stuff, and the whole time is you might really feel it. You might really feel in your heart that you about what you say until time comes when you got to suffer behind the shit you believe in, or lose stuff that you don't want to lose behind what you believe in, how you see the world. Real talk. So a lot of people be feeling like, what's my purpose in life? What's my aim in life? Listen, the thing about it is now, y'all know I do astrology. I do Vedic astrology. I do all astrology, but Vedic astrology is my primary thing, right? Thing about it is everybody has a purpose, right? But the thing about it is your purpose may not be what you actually truly want it to be. And that's another thing. Purpose doesn't always mean likability. You understand that? Purpose doesn't always mean, okay, this is what I favor over the next. Sometimes duty and responsibility is what it is, right? And in Vedic astrology, we call that dharma, right? It's kind of like your righteous, godly, universal path. You understand that? Dharma, like these kind of like principles that you live by, this code you live by, right? To get stuff done, right? It's kind of like like I was saying, your godly duty, right? So everybody has a spiritual path, but the thing about it is, I'm gonna give you a prime example. The ascendant in the birth chart rules over your entire life, but your moon rules over your mental and emotional perception. What if your mind and your life purpose are at odds? So you find out, hey, you're supposed to do this, but you don't feel like that's something you want to do. It's not about feeling all the time, y'all. Sometimes some things have to be done out of necessity. Real talk. So a lot of people don't understand that your spiritual path may involve something that you might not be truly like wanting to do, right? Let me give you a prime example. Some of y'all just want like a loving husband or a loving wife, get y'all a whole bunch of money, and then y'all don't got to work on 9 to 5, y'all be good. And that's fine. But that's not your true ultimate spiritual path. What if your true ultimate spiritual path is for you to suffer, you to get hurt, you to get beat, you to get bruised, and then all the shit that happened to you, you supposed to go out in the world and teach other people how to overcome those things mentally, physically, and emotionally, right? You understand that? And so you got to remember, and there may not be no money coming with it, right? See, the first thing I said is something that you probably want to do, right? That's a very earthly spiritual perspective, right? Because you still believing in where this is the life I want, just this, and I'm good. I don't need nothing else. Whole time, your path, you're gonna go through it and suffer, and the suffering that your ass going through, you supposed to go teach other people how to get up out of that, how to understand it, how to overcome it, how to be stronger, how to be better, how to be smarter, how to be more of a critical thinker, right? So a lot of times, your spiritual path may be something completely, it's not always what you like or what you're emotionally tied to. Real talk. So I want people to understand that. So if you feeling aimless, or so listen, if you feeling aimless or if you feeling lost in life, what you have to understand is this: you try to build your own purpose, right? Figure it now. Now listen. Figure out what you do like, right? and then try to go down that path. I'm gonna give you prime example. If you scared to step into the spiritual journey, start going to like your little crystal shop. Get you some crystals, study some of them. You know what I'm talking about? Talk to some tarot card readers, right? And spirituality don't have nothing exclusively to only do with that, because I'm talking about going within. But I'm saying this for the people who want to get into like this type of spiritual journey where you into astrology, tarot, metaphysics, pendulum, and stuff like that. Start getting involved with it. That's from that the metaphysical occultic aspect, but but outside it, just on a spiritual level, you have to you have to figure out what you want in life and then go for it, right? And then see what kind of insights you get from it. And if it does make you happy, or even if it don't make you happy, do you feel like this is something that I have to do whether I like it or not? Real time, I mean, them gonna be the only ways you're gonna really figure out, you know what I'm talking about, how you're spiritually structured, right? Real talk. There are a few ways, right? So what I want everybody to understand is this: it's like if you feel lost or you feel disconnected, you feel attacked, you have to get up and you have to do something about it. Real talk. So, but to be spiritually strong is to be strong not only in the heart but also the actual mind, right? See what I'm saying? Because if your heart's strong but your mind off, and if your mind's strong but your heart off, it's very lacking in the synchronicity that your ass need in order to be able to fulfill your spiritual duty and responsibility. Real talk. Let's go to the next slide. So now, enslavement to false powers. So in spiritual terms, right, spiritual destruction is not always passive. It can be the result of actively serving false gods, money, ego, ideology, or even darker spiritual forces. Such servitude leads to a hardening of the heart where one becomes spiritually numb or even hostile to goodness. And that's the thing. So listen, a lot of people be so lost. Y'all get caught up in money. You get caught up in relationships. You get caught up in so many superficial things. I'm not saying that these things aren't useful or sometimes a necessity, because good relationships are really a necessity, and they really are useful. Finances really is in this day and age is a necessity, and it is very useful, right? But the thing about it is, a lot of y'all feel like y'all nothing without those things. Feel like you're nothing without a man or a woman, or you feel like you're nothing without a perfect job or perfect, you know, it's about materialistic aspects, right? How can you truly be spiritual when the thing about it is spiritually is you being strong independently and isolated without anything, right? Go on within, figure out who you are, and you kind of shape your world and your perception around that. Or you probably be religious or whatever, you worship God. But I got a video about that. Go check my video about spirituality and religion. It should be one of my first videos on here with a purple thumbnail with me on it. But the thing about it is, so many people be like money, 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 money. But a lot of them still, but rich people still commit suicide, right? Rich people aren't exempt from human nature, right? And nothing wrong with being rich, nothing wrong with having a lot of money, right? But the only thing that's really wrong is when we truly attach ourselves to all these earthly things and we let this shit emotionally, mentally destroy us, right? Real talk. That's what really be goes on. So it's not that money can be useful. You know what I'm talking about? Um, Relationships can be useful, but the thing about it is, a lot of people tie their identity to the things around them and the people around them. I'm like, damn, who you latched on to so many things. Who are you on your own and individual? A lot of people don't really truly understand that. And this is a heavy, heavy form of spiritual destruction, right? Because they don't know how to go within and understand self. So they kind of attach what they think is self to everything external. And when that shit runs dry, they back for that dopamine hit of what makes them truly feel alive or truly feel human or truly feel like they're spiritually in tune with their nature and journey. Real talk. A lot of people play fake spirituality. And I'm gonna keep it above. A lot of people get on social media and make all these grand posts about this is that and third. You would think that them people really truly 100% accurately know what they talk about at all times. However, in reality, most people get off this internet and they become exactly everything that they're not talking about. You understand that? Most spiritual people have bad attitudes, mess up lives, right? Disrespectful. You know what I'm talking about? A whole bunch of stuff, right? But the thing about it is, you see a lot of them preaching love and light and healing or whatever. And it's not about being a saint. The thing about it is you follow none of the doctrine that you're trying to actually teach, right? Then you get to find out they be doing a lot of more harm than good on the outside. I mean, outside social media. So what I'm telling you is this: whatever you are portraying to be online, make sure that you are that in real life. Real talk. Nobody's telling you to not get angry, not yell, not have certain humanistic traits. But the thing about it is, don't be on here preaching like you really about this spiritual life, and you're really not. You really just as materialistic than a person who ain't never thought about becoming a spiritually dissolved person away from like religious structure and stuff like that. Man, come on. A lot of spiritual people are heavily influenced by materialistic things, right? And like I said, it's not about being perfect, but the thing about it is, really work on the shit that you talking about and don't just be on here just talking and saying shit. I feel like that's a real strong part. A lot of people just be talking and saying shit, and that should be some bullshit. I'm just keeping that shit 100% buck, right? So stop serving false gods. Serving some of y'all be so worried about celebrities and shit. I'll be tripped out. Some of y'all be so it ain't just the women, it's also the men. I'm like, damn, can y'all? Everything can distract you, get you off your square as long as it's funny, entertaining, and that's it, right? So the thing about it is, stop being a slave to stop getting your spiritual consciousness hijacked and shit by all this small shit that really don't mean nothing on a large grand scale. Real talk. That's why I said you gotta understand, y'all. This you can become spiritually numb. Real talk. So listen, if so this is my whole thing. When it comes to spiritual destruction, a lot of people lose their way if they feel like they not benefiting. And listen, a lot of people feel like they don't want to be spiritual if they can't make no money off of it. Or if people ain't finna be watching them put on their little outfits, draw, or say words. A lot of these people are just spiritual to just talk and get money and get a following off TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. When it comes to real deal life, some of them people be trifling in the motherfucker. I'm gonna keep it up, but they be trifling as hell. They be really truly arrogant. Y'all think I be arrogant? I be just on this. I just be playing. It's a little bit of my personality. But some of these people be really fucked up people off of the internet, disrespectful. So don't let that shit fool you, right? Inconsistent, lazy, all type of stuff, right? I'm telling y'all. The thing about it is, y'all, listen, you want to follow moral people, morally sound people. Ain't nobody like me. I'm not perfect. I will still yell and cuss, all that shit. But the thing about it is, who y'all see me on this social media, I'm really like that in real life, right? I'm not finna be dressing up in no goddamn hotep outfits or no monk outfits or wearing jewelry all on my face and crystals in my hair and shit to show you I'm really spiritual. I don't gotta do none of that shit. A lot of people that be doing that shit, a lot of times they be the ones you really gotta watch out for. No, have you noticed the people who really try to portray their life the hardest? You got to really watch out for, right? Because they understand, you know what I'm saying, that it's a market for that, and people and they know folk gonna pay for that shit, right? So a lot of spirituality has truly become marketing, right? And this also ties into spiritual destruction. Like me, you have to pay for my birth chart readings. But the thing about it is, when you pay for my birth chart readings, guess what? You leave with a good foundational understanding of your life. And if you really listen to what I'm saying and apply it, you can change a lot of things in your life, right? And make the quality of it way better, right? The reason why you pay for my reasons because I've spent so much time, so many hours, day by day, night by night. I'm talking about confrontation after confrontation, text after text of ancient sources studying this stuff. So it's damn like I went to school for it. And now that's why I keep all my shit affordable. So now you're paying a decent price to really understand more about you from everything that I've learned, right? From the astrological and metaphysical influences of life, right? That's why the majority of my birth chart readings always hit. Always good for like it came. You know what you said, it happened. Rex, what you said, it happened. Flame Angel, what you said, it happened. Real talk. So the thing about it is, y'all listen. I want you to know, and you can still be spiritual and have an accent like this. A lot of people feel like that if you spiritual, you can't talk like this. You got to dress a certain way, and you can't be like kind of like a aggressive person. I don't know who told y'all that shit, because a lot, even especially if you a Christian, because even y'all damn God, he be angry as hell. But that's why I said a lot of people be feeling like shit. I'm just gonna say this cool shit so folks click on this shit and like this shit and that's it. I'm not really worried about this shit. I'm not really worried about helping them people. I just want to be seen because I like this shit and I want other people to listen to what I got to say. It's not really about no 100% help. A lot of the time, it should be really fake. So I want everybody to understand that. So spiritual destruction is when you get caught up in all this mess on everything that I discussed in this actual video. But what spiritual truth is, right? Spiritual restoration. I'm gonna do a video about that. Spiritual restoration when you can truly understand who you are and everybody around you and how the world truly actually functions, right? From a psychological and spiritual perspective, and you stand there amongst the actual raging storm like I'm still fine. Tornadoes, tsunamis, and shit all around me, and I'm still good. And that's what it means to build like a strong, solid spiritual foundation because you're gonna go through shit in life, right? You're gonna go through shit in life and you can cry, you can be mad, you can bitch, you can complain. But the thing about it is, life gonna life. this world, this plane, this realm that we're in, I want you all to understand that conflict is intrinsically ingrained in human nature. Conflict of a big variety, small variety, but a wide variety nonetheless. You understand that shit? So you have to understand that, y'all. Listen, all this bad shit in life is not going to magically stop happening. What you do is get yourself around people that align more with your spiritual truth, path, and purpose. And not only that, uh, you understand that the world is what it is. You try to inspire other people to make change, and you try to make change. But ultimately, if you never get to achieve your goal, don't feel like you ain't won. Don't feel like it's your spiritual journey for now. People don't want to listen. Listen, you are you, and make sure that you good at the end of the actual day. And if you truly believe in that shit, regardless of what anybody say, and it's really helpful in your life and beneficial, and it's making things more easier for you, providing clarity. Even if I don't disagree with it, then shit. I mean, it's obviously it's helping out your life, and you feel some sense of, I'm talking about pride in it. So I guess you can keep it going. But I will say this before I go: do not lie to yourself, right? A lot of times, just because you believe in some shit, don't mean that that's what it actually is in truthful reality, and that's real talk. But yes, I just want to go live, y'all. Put y'all up on game about that shit. So listen, until then, y'all. Listen, here go my social media. My Facebook in front of Rex, look, 2 O's and then 2 X's. My IG, Rex Kain with 2 N's, and my TikTok, Revelation Kain. But other than that, y'all, I will holler at y'all later. Peace.